Welcome Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm Josh Coan.
I'm Carter Burquest.
Today we're going to talk about all that drama down at 600 First Avenue, Minneapolis. Jimmy Butler has requested a trade. You guys have been following this for a while. And honestly, we've kind of waited to talk about it because I was thinking that the trade was going to happen sooner or later, and then we could come on and address the trade, whether we got enough for him, what we think Tibbs can do with this roster or whatever. But the trade hasn't happened yet. Because I don't know whether Tibbs doesn't want to do it or he's asking too much or I don't know. There's a lot of craziness going on. Do you want Jimmy out of here? Not that I don't know if we have a choice, but what do you think we can get back? And do you think it's a good idea to trade Jimmy? I know you hate Tibbs, so you'll probably mention something about that in there too, but just let me know what you think about this Jimmy Butler drama right now.
I'll try to keep Tibbs out of it a little bit here. Everybody knows my thoughts there, but the Wolves have got to be the most dysfunctional franchise in sports. I mean, at least right up there. It is unbelievable over the last few years how just dysfunctional it is when you read the reports about how Tibbs is relating to Glenn Taylor and Scott Layden and how this trade is being handled. It just makes you shake your head. I mean, what is going on? But anyways, outside of that, for a trade, yes, you got to trade Jimmy Butler at this point. I think we've talked about this already. I was already on board trading him a few months ago because he's not going to re-sign here, so what's the point? My biggest problem with trading for him the other year was I didn't think we could retain him, and we're going to trade a bunch of assets to do exactly what we did, make the 8 seed, and whoopee. Now we have to restart over again. So looking for a trade, what I would like personally, I don't know how realistic it is or not, but I do want a young asset, somebody you can build around, whether it was a first-round pick this year or a good first-round pick next year. I don't want to bring back any veterans that are grizzled, that are role players, that are going to help you win now, so to speak. I don't want that. That's not where the direction we need to go. That's the direction I think it's going to happen because Thibodeau is going to do that. Dream scenario would be for the Knicks. Personally, I think it's a little believable that they would maybe trade Kevin Knox and possibly Tim Hardaway, something like that. That would be dream scenario for me. If I'm a Knicks fan, the reason I do that trade is you get Jimmy Butler, he's going to sign an extension with you. Then next offseason, Kyrie comes right along with, and you have Kyrie, Porzingis, and Jimmy Butler, and I think that makes sense. It's a little different than the Kawhi situation because Kawhi said, I'm only going to LA, that's the only place I'm signing an extension. Jimmy has said he's open to signing an extension in multiple different places, so whoever trades for him is going to sign him to an extension. So that's why I think the Knicks would maybe do something like that is, hey, let's sign him and let's move forward. Realistically, looks like the Heat maybe are the best option. Josh Richardson needs to be in any trade. I don't even pick up the phone if he's not. Hassan Whiteside, other than that, I don't know. I'm not too excited about any of the trades that are being floated around.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not either, and how can you be in the situation we're in? We're not in a situation to really make a good deal. Although Flip was able to get us Wiggins for Love, even though Love was a pretty similar situation, so maybe there's some hope. But let me act like a Packers fan and talk about the past and not move on. I want to talk about this trade with Zach LaVine because we both said, and I was very adamant about, I didn't want to make this trade. I wasn't happy about this trade. It wasn't because I thought that Zach LaVine was better than Jimmy Butler. Certainly not at this point in their careers. And Zach LaVine might never be. And I'm okay with even if he's never better than Jimmy Butler. The best thing that Wolves team had going for them was youth and chemistry. Zach LaVine, Karl Anthony Towns, and Andrew Wiggins loved playing together. They thoroughly enjoyed each other. That was a really good locker room. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, they weren't winning as much yet, but I wanted to give them at least another year, maybe 2. I know Zach's injury kind of threw things off a little bit, but we weren't going to win the Western Conference, the finals anyways, with Golden State there. So let's take some time and build this franchise, okay? Now, we can't do anything about that. I would call the Bulls up right now and be like, trade backs, can we do something? I'll do Butler for LaVine straight up, honestly. People might think that's stupid or whatever, but I would do that straight up because having that chemistry was such a big deal. At this point, right now, can't go back and get Zach LaVine back. We can't get Rubio back. We can't, try to keep that pick for marketing. But right now, I would get Jimmy Butler out of there as fast as you possibly can. Jimmy Butler is a problem in the locker room right now. He did it with the Bulls last year. He's doing it with the Wolves now. I don't know him personally. I don't know. It seems like he's a hard worker. He seems like a pretty good guy, but clearly he has chemistry issues. And I don't want that to be a problem with and him to have a bad example for these young guys where all of a sudden there's this division in the locker room and there's people fighting. Get him out of there. Let Karl Anthony Towns and Wiggins grow together and let those two lead the franchise to whatever that might be, whenever that might be. Yeah, they might take a step back and not make the playoffs next year. I don't care. I want a team that's gonna contend for a championship eventually. I don't want a team that's gonna keep losing in the first round. We did that for 7 years and then finally, got to the Western Conference Finals and then they blew the whole thing up because they couldn't get back there. I don't want another team that just makes the playoffs. I know that sounds stupid from a franchise as dysfunctional as the Wolves, and a franchise who, honestly, we should be happy that we even made the playoffs. We should be grateful that we got to win a playoff game at home. That's great. I'm happy for the 18,000 that were at the game, that were cheering for them. I'm happy for them. But I want to build for the future and win a championship later. Jimmy Butler is not in the future of this franchise. Get him out of here. If we get a young piece, that's great, but I don't really care. I want him gone, and honestly, Tibbs can go with him.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, let us know what you guys think. Are you ready to get rid of Jimmy Butler? Do you need a big thing in return? Do you think this Wolves team can win without Jimmy Butler? Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See ya.